Hopefully with the warm-up, you'll feel the benefits of this opening up the upper back. Nice opportunity to really loosen everything off. So when you're ready, come to stand on your mat, feet hip distance apart, knees bent, and take a nice deep breath in for me through your nose. And then slowly release that breath and just let your shoulders relax down to your sides. Good. Let's begin to move through those shoulders, rolling the shoulders up, round and down. At the same time, just gently tightening your lower tummy towards your spine. So lots of opportunity to work into the upper back this evening, and our upper back is really connected to our shoulder girdle. So it's always nice to loosen the shoulders off at the same time. Let's take those shoulder rolls forwards. And obviously with these shoulder rolls as well, we're trying to loosen off those muscles that sit around the neck that get a little bit tense from time to time, or maybe all the time. Okay. Now just slide those shoulders down into your back pockets. Start to gently tense through the pelvic floor or the tummy as you float your hands up, and we're going to take them all the way over to the top. Sorry, you've lost my hands there. From here, hold the arms where they are, but we're going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then melt down and away. Bring that pelvic floor on and off, and really feel that difference of shoulder position from when the shoulders are up in your ears and when you've got that nice long neck. Connecting the back of the shoulders down into your waist, using that strength around your shoulder blades to help. Okay, one more. Shoulders down into your back pockets and hold. I'm going to turn side on. You stay where you are. We're going to take one arm. We're going to bring the arm round, behind, down, up and forwards. And then repeat that on the opposite arm. So imagine you're in a swimming pool and you're just swimming your backstroke motion. But I want you to keep that nice and slow so you can really work on holding that shoulder blade down into your back pocket, and at the same time just keep that tummy nice and active so that your rib cage doesn't flare forwards as your arm comes behind you. So really isolate that movement to your shoulder blade. Try and bring that arm as far back as you can, and you'll feel a nice pull at the front of this chest, and just swap from side to side. Nice deep breaths as you go. Looking good, guys. Let me see you. Very nice. Watch those shoulders haven't crept up towards your ears. Oh, hi, Elaine. Hi, Liz. Good. So both hands above your head for me, Elaine, and then the other one rolls. That's it. If those arms get tired, though, you can give them a shake off and join back in. Okay, now on your next one, I'm going to stay here. You're going to start to twist and look to the back of your room as you bring that arm round behind you. So we're just starting to open up the upper back now, but keep those shoulders down and away from your ears. You're letting your breastbone point forwards, and then it's going to turn to the side, and then it's going to point forwards again. You all right there, Liz? Technical issues, good. Let's do one more on each side. As we are. Okay, and then bring those arms down and just give them a little bit of a shake. Okay, give the arms a rest, but we're just going to work a little bit down into the calves now, and we'll join these two together in a moment. So when you're ready, just keeping your hands on your pelvis, try and keep your pelvis level. You're going to float up to tiptoes and back down again. Tightening the pelvic floor and releasing. Tightening and releasing. Well done. Super simple. Tighten and release. 4 more like this. Let's get those calves nice and warm. Well done, everyone. Nice and tall with your posture. 2, and hold this next one. As you hold, see if you can take those hands back over the top. Now you can either just work on holding your balance in this position, or if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, adding in those arm circles and twisting to look to the back of your room. Good, that's it. Gently tighten your tummy if you can as well. Watch those shoulders, nice long neck for me. That's it, lovely. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Super, down we go. And again, bring those arms down. Give those hands a shake. Okay, let's work a little bit more into the legs now. Still a little bit of arm work, but we're just going to come down into a squat and then push back up again. So as you come down, you're going to take your hips behind you and your shoulders in front. So you're bending at the middle, but we're keeping that tailbone tucked underneath. So the bottom doesn't stick out as we come down. We keep it tucked under. So the tailbone is pointing down towards the floor. Let me see how you're doing with those. Feet and knees hip distance apart. That's nice, well done. Oh, very good, everyone. Okay, bring those hands back over to the top, shoulders away from your ears, but carry on with those squats. So the arms are going to stay above our heads now, just to challenge those shoulders and also the upper tummy muscles. So making sure those ribs aren't flaring forwards with that movement of the arms. Good, and now we should start to feel that heart rate lifting up a little bit. Now, if you want to work harder, you just go lower. If you want to work slightly less so, then just keep those squats shallow. But whichever you're doing, you've got 6 more, 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. I think you know what's coming next. Hold the next one. So hold where you feel comfortable, okay? I say comfortable, comfortable challenge. So you can either hold in this position, or we're going to bring those arms back round. Nice big sweep, up, round, behind, forwards. Round, behind and forwards. Keep those knees bent though, guys. You should feel it in these quads. Nice and deep in that squat if you can. Good. Lovely. Okay, stay there or just hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly come to stand and give those legs a wiggle if you need to. Okay, we've got a little bit more to do on the mat before we come down. We're going to step wide this time. Turn your toes towards the corners of your mat and just check in on your tailbone. Can you tuck underneath with your tailbone so that you've got a nice long spine now? Imagine you're stood against a wall and you want to press your back against the wall, okay? Keeping the legs turned out towards the knees, hands resting at shoulder height again. Shoulders down away from those ears. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, we're going to twist round this time to look to one side. Nice big stretch through the back, and also a little bit through that opposite inner thigh. Come back to the centre and take that twist to the opposite side. And if you gently tighten your tummy as you go, you should almost feel that diagonal sling becoming tense as you twist away from it. Okay, keep swapping from side to side. Remember that your breath out is always going to help you with your movement. So try not to hold your breath, especially with these sorts of movements where we're moving with the rib cage. We want that breath out to allow the ribs to move more freely. Good, keep it going. Now watch those shoulders. They sometimes have a tendency to creep up towards your ears, especially when things are feeling a little tight. Looking good. Really nice upper back opener. Shoulder blades just feel like they're being gently drawn apart. Okay, from here you're going to twist and just face one of your legs. Doesn't matter which one, because we'll do both. Relax your arms down now, placing either side of your leg, and slowly roll down through your spine over that one leg. So you should feel a big stretch through the back of that leg that you're leaning towards, and then a twist and a pull in the opposite side of the lower back. Let's hang out here for a few deep breaths. Just let their head relax. Make that stretch feel comfortable. Don't force it. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 2 more. Nice deep breaths. 1 more. And then bring yourself back up to the center, just easing away from that hamstring on that side. And then take your twist over to the opposite side. Hands either side of the legs, start nice and tall, and then peel down through your spine, rolling down through that leg. Now you should feel those same sensations, but in the opposite side of your body. Again, make it feel like a comfortable stretch. Try not to bounce, just hold it steady. And as you breathe out, if you want to, you can see if you can reach a little bit deeper. Just let the back of your neck relax, so your chin's just gently pressing to your chest. Very nice, good. And then slowly stack yourself back up and bring yourself back to the center. Okay, we're going to turn the toes forwards now, but keep the feet wide. 1 more roll down, but just forwards now, just to level out the spine. So starting nice and tall. Remember that wall that we stood against? We're going to peel our spine away from it. So try and get every bone in your spine to roll down one at a time, away from the wall, rolling down over your hips, so that you're then hanging like a rag doll. Bringing a little bit more weight into the front of your feet. So challenge yourself just to push forwards. Keep the heels down, but push forwards. And that should feel like a little bit more of a stretch. At the same time, we're opening out the inner thigh. Again, breathe deeply. And then bending in the knees. Slowly bring yourself down onto the mat and into your 4-point kneeling position. So hands beneath shoulders and knees beneath your hips. Well done, everyone. I'll just give you a second with your cameras just to adjust if needed. Okay, so lots of sort of stretching there, upper back. We're going to bring ourselves to some upper back work and arm work in some press-ups now. So from your box position, the back of your head is lifted. Imagine a helium balloon pulling the back of your head away from the floor. The shoulders are still tucked into the back pockets and the tailbone is long towards the heels. Tightening the tummy, and without letting that tailbone lift, slowly bend at the elbows and lower yourself down towards the mat, chest and heart leading the way, and then slowly push back up. Nice and slow. You don't have to go too deep for these. You can just keep them nice and shallow, so the top quarter of the movement, or if you want to challenge yourself, we go a little bit lower. Okay, the more weight you have over your hands, the more you'll be loading up those shoulders. So start nice and slowly. Lovely. Good stuff. Now remember, your nose doesn't lead the movement, it's your heart. So try and keep your head lifted away from the floor and let your heart lower down. So much better. Good, Liz. Just watch that tailbone. Keep it tucked underneath as you lower into your press up. Better, lovely. Tighten your tummy muscles to help with that. Brilliant. Okay, good work, everyone. You've got 4 more like this, nice and slow. Slow down for a count of 2 or 3 and slow up for a count of 2 or 3. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. We're not quite done. We've got 8 to go quickly. We're going to go down and up. 7 and up. 6. Tighten that tummy. 5. 4. Halfway there. 3. Now go as low as you can and hold. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Push back into your heels and give those arms a little shake and stretch. Are you all still with me? Beautiful. Sorry, that was really tough there, but we've got to get these arms strong, and you were getting on fine with the 12 repetitions, so you're ready for this now. Okay, I'll give you something nice to do in your box position. So when you feel like you've recovered from that, back into box, and we'll do our thread the needle. So we'll do it on each side. You take one hand and you pass it through the space that you've created between your opposite hand and leg. As you go down, you're going to bend your elbow and see if you can lower the back of your shoulder towards the mat, maybe even your head resting down. This is the only time your bottom's pointing up to the ceiling, and then you unthread that needle. You take that hand now and you reach it up towards the ceiling and let your chest open up as you go. Bring that hand back down into your box position and swap over and repeat on the opposite side. So we thread through, lower, lower, lower. Maybe the shoulder and the head touch down, and then we push back and finish by opening up towards the ceiling and then come back to the middle. Keep it going, swapping from side to side. So thread the needle and chest opening. It's all about this portion of your body. Rotational movements, separating your shoulder blade and then opening out through the fronts of your shoulders as well. But at the same time, you're bearing your weight through your hands. So it's a really nice opportunity to strengthen the upper limb. Keep them going. These feel nice, so I'll leave you there a little while longer. Got it, good. Well done, everyone. Make sure you're swapping left and right. I think we all are. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to join in with you. I'm going to do one on each arm, and that should give you a chance to do a couple more as well. Remember, your breath out gets you to the end of that twist. Your breath in moves you, and then your breath out gets you to the end of that opening. Back to the center, final one. Oh, these just feel so good. Okay, and then once you're done, come back to your box position. Final exercise in the box. So if you're feeling it in your wrists, you can make a fist and just bear the weight through your knuckles, or you can come down onto your forearms if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to try and challenge the side hip muscles now. So these muscles here. So we're going to come into our box position. We're going to slide our right leg away from us. So out behind us on the mat. Now remember, when we're in box position, we've got that tray of drinks balancing on our back. So try and make your back nice and flat, okay? Tighten your tummy. Now your right leg is out behind you. You're going to slide it along the floor towards the right. So your leg's now in a diagonal line. If you look down over your right shoulder, you should see your legs sticking out to the side. I'll come and check you're all there in a moment. Okay, and then from here, we're going to lift that leg and lower it down. It should feel like a very heavy leg. You might not even be able to lift it too high, but don't worry. Just simply lift and lower as high as you can, trying not to spill that tray of drinks. And that should feel a little bit more in the side of your hip rather than the back of your hip when we usually work in a straight line. This evening, we're in a diagonal line, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. And the opposite hip as well, as it works to stabilize. Now, people with hip issues, see how you go. You can go with a bent leg if you want, but to be honest, Tim, I think that looks good. You don't need to come too high, okay? Maybe just hover them. Yeah, good. Dad, I can't see you, but I'm going to guess you're doing fine. Okay, lovely, well done. Do not worry if it feels like your leg, it's impossible to lift it off the floor. Have a little rest, shake it out, and then join back in again. Okay, good stuff. I'm sensing the challenge of these. So I'm going to join you for 3 more. leg to the side, lift and lower. Feel that burn in your bottom. Lift and hold. Either hold or you can pulse. Whichever option. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely, down we go. Yee, I only did the pulses and they were awful. Okay, sit back to your heels and just give your bottom a little wiggle from side to side. Brilliant. Okay, I think we should do the opposite side before we talk ourselves out of it. So when you're ready, back into your box position. Slide the opposite leg away from you, long leg behind you. Take that leg out to the side, diagonal line. Tightening your tummy, flattening your spine, lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Anybody finding that quite difficult? Bend the knee. Do you remember peeing dog peeing up a lamppost? Same kind of idea. Okay, so either with a bent knee here or a straight leg here. Good. Remember, back of your head is lifted, shoulders into your back pockets. Let's keep everything else nice and engaged. Beautiful. Resting as you need to. Otherwise, you've got 6 more. 5 more, good. 4 more, beautiful. 3, 2, lift and hold or pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Slowly come down, sit back onto your heels and give your hips a little wiggle. But then roll onto your backs and let's stretch out those glutes. So we're going to go for our figure 4 stretch where we have one foot on the opposite knee. The knee drops away. Let me give you a chance just to all get there. Okay, so you've placed one foot on the opposite knee. Open out that hip by letting that knee fall away. And then if you want to, bring your knee towards you for a deep stretch in the back of that hip. And just rest there for a moment. Breathing deeply, but still working hard to open out that hip. If you've brought that second knee in and your knee's kind of collapsed in towards you, gently push that knee away on the bent leg side and just see if you can work a little bit more into the back of your hip. You should feel that stretch in the same location that you felt those taps that we were just doing, those diagonal leg lifts. Just stretching out that muscle group. Okay, let's try that on the opposite side. So if you've got your left lifted, you're going to tap it down, uncross your legs, and then swap over and repeat that on the opposite side. So foot on the top, and then just let that knee drop open. Rest into that position, and then if you're happy to, you can pull your knees a bit closer to you. That looks great, Liz. Lovely. Well done everyone. Breathing into them. Jill, just push that left knee away from you a little bit. That's it, good. Brilliant. That's it, Tim, right in there. Okay, and then just bring both of your knees towards your chest and just hug your knees just to give that lower back a little bit of a stretch out. Okay, so we're going to finish with our tummy sequence with some options to progress as we go along. So if you come into your rest position, so you've got your knees bent with your feet hip distance on the mat, just start by doing a few pelvic tilts for me. So you're just pressing the small of your back into the mat and then lifting away, flattening the spine down and easing away. Nice little rolling motion, really good opportunity just to mobilize the lower back, feeling the pelvis as you rock on and off, on and off, lovely. And then just pause somewhere in between those two positions. Now, that is key at finding your neutral spine, and we're going to try and hold this neutral spine idea. So a couple of cues that help me is I imagine I've got a tray of drinks resting on my waist and I can't spill them. Or I imagine I've got a sponge underneath the small of my back and I can't press it down completely and I can't lift off it completely. So I'm just maintaining a gentle pressure. From here, we're going to come into our scissors exercise. So breathing in to prepare. And as you breathe out, you float one leg up to tabletop. Don't spill your drink. Slowly lower it down and then the other leg comes up. So just a little reminder, your tabletop is where you've got your knee stacked over your hip at a 90-degree angle. And just swap from left to right, nice and slowly, so you can really focus in on the tray of drinks that you've got resting on your waist. Making sure that that knee is directly over your hip, so not closer, not further away, and also that that heel is in line with your knee, so that the heel's not down here. You've got that lovely right angle in both joints. Now, if you feel that that's manageable, we're going to bring the hands and we're going to reach them up towards the ceiling. So imagine you're holding a big beach ball in your hands and you're just holding it above your chest. Relax the backs of your shoulders into the mat and just hold that position. So we're just asking the upper tummy and the shoulders to work a little bit harder. Now, as always with these sequences, you can just stay with the exercise that we're at, or you can challenge your lower back and lower tummy a little bit more. Now, the key to this is the sponge that your back is resting on. You're just going to press ever so slightly harder into that sponge. Don't flatten it completely. Now, as one leg lifts, the other leg lowers. So you're scissoring those legs mid-air. One leg comes up, the other leg comes down. And if you want to, at the same time as those legs switch, give that pelvic floor a little squeeze, release it when the opposite foot's come down to contact with the mat. Keep those arms above your shoulders if you can, but make sure those shoulders are gently pressed down into the mat and your shoulders haven't crept up towards your ears. So all of that lovely shoulder prep work we did at the beginning, bring it down onto the mat. Now, if you want to work harder, oh, you've got a cat in the way, Sue. If you want to work harder, you can stretch your foot further away from you as you tap it down towards the floor. But remember that sponge. Keep your pressure on that sponge. That's it. Hug those knees towards you if you need to, and then join back in. Just slow those movements down a little bit though. Try not to rush them because you really want to focus in on that sponge. Okay, super. That's looking good, everyone. Really nice. Now, we're going to keep building, so take rests when you need to. We've not got long left. So if you want to now, you're going to take your beach ball and you're going to reach it over to the top of your mat without letting your rib cage flare up towards the ceiling. So if my memory serves me correctly, we worked on this last week. So gently press the back of your ribs into the mat. The beach ball is now over to the top of your mat and you're going to keep scissoring those legs. If you can't manage that without your lower back lifting off your sponge, don't take your beach ball quite so high over your head, or slow those movements down with your legs a little bit more. Okay, let me come and see how you do it. We're really nearly almost there. Well done, everyone. Super. Okay, keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're all going to come into a double tabletop, but bring the hands down by the side. Pause here for a moment and catch your breath. If you find the double tabletop is too much of a challenge, you can bring it into a single tabletop. And then when you're ready, reach your hands down towards your feet, float your hands off the mat a couple of inches, tighten your tummies and pulse. So we're going for hundreds. A nice strong static contraction with those tummy muscles. Make sure your knees are directly over your hips and make sure your heels are in line with your knees. Good work, everyone. If anybody wants to, for the last 10 counts, you can lift your head and shoulders off the mat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Knees to chest and give yourselves a hug. Looking strong all round with those. Okay, final exercise, a little bit of tummy work, but this time those rotational tummy muscles. So we've got two options. We're not here for too long. We're all going to start in our double tabletop position, but this time bring your arms out to your side at shoulder height. That's going to be really key in keeping you steady. Squeeze your feet and knees together. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, slowly start to take both of your legs over to one side. Now the key with this is slow and controlled. You're going to hover those legs just above the floor and then bring them back to the center, using those spring coils between your ribs and your waist, and then go over to the opposite side. Don't have enough space. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Pause when you feel like you're about to rock across, come back to the center. So the knees, sorry, don't have to come all the way down, just below the floor. You're aiming to take them to that point where you feel like they're going to drop down, and you're just pausing at the end before you bring them back up and across. Oh, hello. The boy is back asking for strawberries, sorry. Keep those knees rocking over from one side to the other and then come back to the centre. Good. Now, for those of you that want to, try that with straight legs, if you want to. If you think that just sounds ludicrous, keep going with those bent knees. I will show you what it looks like. Otherwise, keep going. So the legs will be straight. And you are windscreen wipers, slowly moving across your windshield over to the opposite side. Okay, so either knees bent or legs straight. Super slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Bring those knees towards you. Nice tight hug and gently massage the small of your back into the mat. And thank yourself for spending the last half an hour on building your strength up and focusing in your mind. Well done. So you can hang around there for a little while longer if you need to. Otherwise, do come and join me just to say good evening.